Hello again on this holiday weekend. Today we're gonna comment, taste, discuss a rosé, which is pretty unusual for me. Usually I'm not a big fan of rosé, but last night I was invited to some friends for dinner and they were making a pesto-based pasta dish. And pesto is a bit tricky, as a lot of people really who think about this sort of know from a wine point of view, because it's at the same time very strong with the garlic and the pine nuts and the basil, but it's also kind of pretty herby. I mean, it's, a lot of green, let's say, in it. So it requires something. Most people gravitate towards a white or a light red, although light red these days, I'm not quite sure what that is, because even the Beaujolais can be pretty hearty. Or maybe a rosé. So I decided, I had this rosé that in the cellar, and it's a very, very nice one. So, we figured with the fruit from the rosé and a little bit, just enough acidity, it might cut through the pesto without sort of overwhelming it, because that's another, kind of, you can't go into the other direction too far. Anyway, it was a big success, but let's discuss the wine itself. So it's a rosé by Domaine Tempier, which is really one of the big names in Provence, in Bandol. Really well known for their Mourvèdre-based wines that really started from the Tempier family, I think going back to the end of the 19th century. And then one of the descendants, a woman married Perrault, who became himself really famous for his wines, taking over some of the, after phylloxera and stuff, some of the winemaking and pushing forward with a Mourvèdre-based vintage cuvées and labels in the region. And so now it's really they make incredible deep wines that are worthy of cellaring for years and years and years. Almost half the production though is their rosé, which has become quite famous. The rosé is about 50% Mourvèdre, and then it's got Grenache and Cinsault. This is 2020, so it should be about right. I mean, it could last a little longer, but they themselves say that these wines are not really made for aging. Here we go. The color is just this beautiful salmon, very bright, but also very pure. That's one thing about rosé that's always appealing to me. It's that just incredible color. And the nose is very, you get the fruit, the peach, the apricot, let's say, but it's not overwhelming. You've got acidity, you've got some sort of depth to it. There's no wood in this wine. It's all limestone terroir. But just the clarity and the nose is just incredible. It's bright, it's fresh. Again, as I said, it's really peach, apricot, a little bit of citrus. This is one that has enough alcohol. It's not one of those sort of, weak rosés, let's say. Over 13% alcohol. And it's got some body, but it's also it knows what its mission is, to be refreshing, to be subtle, to have more, sort of fruit than, that type of fruit, let's say, than others. And so it does that really well. And then it's got enough body to go with some food. I wouldn't have it with a steak, but with a pesto yesterday, it was just very complimentary, because you had different, it wasn't like green to go with the green. It was sort of a different tack. It was really peach and apricot and citrus with a little bit of acidity to cut through the cheese, let's say, but kind of to complement the herbs and the garlic from the pesto. So no competition, beautiful combination. Nobody wins. They kind of all come together. I think it worked really well. And so that was the point that I wanted to share. Sometimes when you're researching something to try to get into a situation that's a little bit out of the ordinary, at least for me, you come up with some interesting ideas. And this one worked really well. Cheers, a beautiful wine, but also worked really well for what it was supposed to do last night. See you soon.